Oh, thank you.
It was nice.
So we are now live, and we're here to discuss The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 6, Swear, which was all about Tara. So, what did you guys think?
I was looking for some curse words since the title was Swear. I didn't see any curse words. It made me, I don't know. I'm optimistic.
I think the whole sphere is like promising not to tell.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic that maybe, I mean, it's obviously a bottle episode, but hopefully it has a purpose. And
Yeah, I mean, I think it had a purpose, and it gave more background on the Saviors, and just, I mean, like, we always knew how terrible they were, but that just, yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess I'm happy that Heath isn't officially dead. He just is missing. That's something. I thought he was a goner for sure. So
yeah, that psych out got me. I was like, I thought he was dead, and then the girl turned around.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something. And we don't know how long Tara's gonna keep her promise, but at some point she's gonna probably have to break it. I would imagine. Or what would be the purpose of her meeting this new community?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna play into something in the end, hopefully. Otherwise, it was just a waste of an episode.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we'll see them again. I mean, because we've really been seeing other groups that could join with the Alexandrians to put up a fight against the Saviors. So that has to be the reason.
Yeah.
Hi, Jill. Are you there? Guess not.
What else? Trying to think.
I feel like the way that they set out the episode too kind of got on my nerves. Like, I just wanted them to go from A to B, not see A, B, D, J, jump back to B. It's like, I hate that.
They were using flashbacks in order to, I guess, make the story more interesting, rather than because the story is interesting, it would be better fit by telling it in flashback. It just seemed like, I don't know the term, but a cop-out kind of, like, this is going to be a boring episode, so we need to chop it up a bit.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think they needed to use a flashback. In fact, if they needed to cut when she was incapacitated, then that would have been a perfect opportunity to go to another community that we really wanted to see. But they chose to use that, to tell the story back and forth. And for that type of story, wasn't a lot going on except for the fact that she and he split up. I think it was just sort of unnecessary. They just used it to create the whole bottle. They just wanted it to be a bottle when they really could have used that break in her consciousness. I guess they could use that to go off into another community, which would have been better, I think, for us watching it, because I don't know if she can really hold a whole episode by herself in our imagination by herself with the new community with so little going on. We got some details, but it was like we're still on chapter 1. I mean, it wasn't high impact or a lot of dialogue. So I think they could have redirected it, I believe.
And there was a lot of silence, I noticed, of just like them looking at the sea or looking at zombies or whatever. So it really, I guess, slowed everything down, and I think it's better when there was no more action.
I agree. It should not have been a bottle episode, honestly.
Yeah, maybe it's a test. Maybe they want to see who can hold an episode, but she is not it. And that new community is not it. Actually, they've been doing well since, but somebody was saying that maybe the numbers we see are just because of the first day, because they're using the bottle for basically all of their storytelling. That a lot of people are just taking their time and watching it. Maybe not the first day, but maybe a day or two later. So they're watching it, but it's just not the urgency that they.
I'm not very fond of these bottle episodes. It doesn't really make any sense.
Well, on the one hand, I'm not fond of the bottle episodes, and generally speaking, I don't think it's really fair to the main characters. But on the other hand, of the episodes we've had so far this season, I was more engaged with this episode than, say, the one about the kingdom. I was more engaged with those characters, with, what was the girl's name, Cindy or whatever. And honestly, Tara's okay. I was not excited about this episode. I was tempted to not watch it at all. But Tara is, she's interesting. She's been MIA for like almost basically all of last season because of Alana's pregnancy or whatever. But I thought it was more interesting and more well done, and I wanted to know what was going to happen next versus what we've seen so far. Sad to say. Oh, well, interesting to say. And I know that's probably a minority opinion. I know she's definitely like a BC character, but at least she wasn't boring.
You know what? I guess I'm just
boring.
I wanted more detail.
I just finished watching this episode, so I don't know what any of you guys are talking about. I had to sit through it. Like I told Kate earlier today, and I'm gonna keep telling you guys this. There was no need for this to be a bottle episode. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. The numbers is gonna be just as low as it was last week. It is gonna be this week.
But that's what I was saying. Maybe the numbers are low because everyone is, well, not everyone, but quite a bit of the audience is aware of how they're structuring the season. So rather than them watching it immediately, they're taking their time to watch it. It would be interesting to know that after the third day of run, what the numbers look like. Because it may not be as bad as just, who watched it the first run. There may be
they're actually doing live plays now. And the problem is now what they're figuring out is that the audience lose interest after the second leg of commercial.
That can't be good.
But I think it was probably because of the what's it called? The cliffhanger as well. Like, now that everyone had seen what happened, they're like, okay, I don't have to watch now.
Yeah.
That is true too.
But
there was a little bit of comedic relief that I got from it, though.
What was that, Emmy?
Like comedy, I sensed, an area of funny moments.
Wasn't funny. Was funny.
Yeah, it was. I was amused.
Are you running?
I'm there, Jill.
No.
Hey.
You know what? I will be the odd man out on this episode because this episode was so bad. It was so bad. It was gratifying to see how bad it was because they did not develop Tara into a viable character that people will gravitate to for a bottle episode. You take an episode like with Morgan's episode with the cheesemaker. We were sort of I feel like they did not develop Tara's character at all. She was fodder in that she was hanging around, she was here, there, oh, she's been there since Terminus, you know, it's like, oh, you know, we don't want to lose Tara. And this episode represented how much they have neglected Tara throughout the past. When did she come in? Season 3? No, season 4. Her to this point, and I've been saying this all along. Y'all know how much I hate Tara as a character. Just make it clear, I don't hate the actress, but I hate her character because it just seems as though she is like she's just been injected there for, you know, the slapstick or the fist pump, you know, that kind of thing. She's just there. They have actually developed Eugene more than Tara, which goes to show that they have Tara in there. And this whole story plot, as far as I'm concerned, I know what they're trying to convey, but the whole storyline with her and Heath and the conversation that they had, all of that was just, it was real big filler. It was real big filler because nobody had a care for either one of those characters, and you gave them a whole episode.
Well, it seems to me they're building Tara up to be the new heart of the group. Her whole purpose when we first meet her, like she came in on the governor's story, on telling of his story, but then she helped propel Glenn's story by helping him get back to Maggie. Glenn wouldn't have made it without Tara's help. So now that Glenn is gone, and Tara met this whole new group, like she could have told, you know, Rosita or whoever about them and that they had the guns and stuff, and she chooses not to do it. So they're trying to, and I know that she's been on hiatus a while. That wasn't necessarily the writer's fault. That was the actress's availability. They're trying to build her up now into this like kind of heart character. And I get it. I see it, especially given her commentary that she wasn't bothered per se by what they did with the Saviors, especially since how she came in was sort of a loosely similar situation with the governor. So I think they're setting her up for something bigger later on in the season. And I did not find her boring. I really didn't.
I don't think that that whole, and I'm appreciative of the fact of the story arc with the governor and everything. And still, they kind of I want to say they gave her an episode to herself. It's almost like similar to how they did Beth. Beth was not a significant character. All of a sudden, she's a significant character as far as with that particular scene. What was it? Season 4? Is that season 4?
Yeah.
Season 4, where they all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Beth is a significant character. And I didn't like how they did Beth. I mean, I wasn't necessarily tied to Beth, but I think that they could have developed her character a little bit more because, you know, that scene, that whole season 5 thing, they could have put a little bit more emphasis on Beth during season 4? I think it's season 4. And giving her a little bit more for us to go on. All of a sudden now she feel badass and she want to stab the woman in the neck. Like, what? Yeah, she had a problem with killing her rapist. And now all of a sudden she's going to jab people in the neck. It doesn't necessarily connect for me as far as with all of a sudden now this character is badass and they're doing all this. But in regards to Tara, where Tara's concerned, I don't like her. I don't like her character.
I think it was because the actress was gone for so long. It's like we forgot about her. We don't know about her. We don't really care about her. But the thing that I did really like was at the end when she showed back up at Alexandria, and then they put her with Rosita and Eugene. Like that tied her back to the family, to the people that we care about. And so seeing her with them and the way that she reacted with them, I thought that was really well done. And like Eugene telling, like just his face, like telling her about what happened to Denise and Glenn, like that was, even without words, that was really, really, I thought that was good. That was moving. So I mean, there's a lot of problems with it. Like she didn't need a bottle episode. And if she was going to have one, like don't give it to the character that you haven't seen in forever. Like, you know, and she really needs to be tied to people that we care about in order to develop her more before you send her off on her own. Like she just needed more development, I think.
Yeah, and I feel that because she's not a comic book character, there's no outline for her to have a good, so to speak, good backstory and moving forward with the story. But with that said, it was a bit of the actress's fault where she wasn't available to do more scenes than what she would have been able to.
But do you guys realize that with Tara's character, everybody has been waiting from the moment Denise died all the way up till now. People have been having that character's reaction to the death of Denise, Glenn, and Abe in the back of the, oh man, it's gonna be so fucked up when Tara finds out about this, and they did not, they tend to not give out, they don't give the emotional release for the general audience. That was a pivotal scene. That was not only did she lose her partner, but she also lost Glenn, somebody who rallied her out of getting out of the prison and getting her shit together. They missed out on all of that, and that I feel should have been a bigger part of that of last night's episode. That was a big part. How does she handle shit like that? Her partner, somebody that she was growing to love or loved. You had Glenn, somebody who rallied her out of the prison, get your shit together and help me find my wife. And then you had Abe, who was I guess her friend in that, oh, we bumped elbows together over jokes and shit. They robbed us of all of that. And it pisses me off because those are pivotal moments that could have been used for somebody like myself to actually have a care about Tara's character.
Yeah, you said that now just made me think about how they use the flashbacks and whatever. And it feels like if they had anchored the episode around her finding out, so like they start the episode with her finding out and then like they build on her reaction to it. And then like we kind of get a few flashbacks about what happened to her. Like I feel like that would have completely re-energized the episode and, you know, tied her to the family and made us care about her more, and then also kind of introduced like this new community. I think just doing that would have
fused it together better. And that whole scene that we are now missing is like, oh, it's gut-wrenching. It's just like the same thing with I guess you would say Maggie and Sasha or Enid finding out about what happened. They're robbing us of all of that. We need that. That's what we want. We want that kind of reaction as to, oh man, how do they take it? Not the aftermath. I just don't think that they're capitalizing on some of the emotional elements of these deaths as they work, because they're trying to make it seem like that these deaths are very significant, but you're not showing us how significant they were.
I don't know about that. When I will say I care about Tara more than Enid, but I'm still tripping on Maggie giving away that watch to Enid. That didn't make any fucking sense to me. I'd rather hear about Tara and know what she's doing than seeing Maggie make these dumb decisions and Enid's perpetual cry face. I'm really sick of seeing that.
I love Enid.
Okay, I like your rewriting of the episode, but as far as Tara's response, I think they all had Lainey just said they all had like a cooling off period. We didn't get a lot of the emotion. They used all one. And at this point, hopefully, since they're not showing us all those emotions, they're now refocusing on the actions thereafter. So if they're doing it for that reason, that's fine. I didn't understand. Well, I was a little frustrated with Heath, the whole conversation between Heath and her before they left the RV, because Heath had that conversation with Sean in season 6, talking about what you do for, and then he had that same conversation with Tara. They had to reiterate because it's been him as a character. So they have to keep doing the things they're doing because they're not sprinkling it throughout the season.
Well, it's
again for a year basically. I mean that's a lot of time without a character.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because his whole conversation with Tara didn't make any fucking sense. If they were really that selfish and just out to get theirs, then Rick's group would have came in and just killed all the Alexandrians. It would have been so easy to do if that was the plan. They didn't need them. I mean, obviously it's beneficial to have more people, but to just make it sound so one-sided, that really annoyed me. And I'm glad Tara pointed out to his simple ass.
Yeah, I'm telling y'all, this episode was like I had predicted in my mind as it would be.
But
it was just.
She had a
What's
purpose. The execution was not good, though. I would say the execution was not good.
No, it wasn't. No,
we need to know about this community. Add food and guns, but kill you on sight. That's pretty important.
They could have done that in like 10 minutes.
The execution wasn't that well done.
I know, and that's the other side of it. It's like, why didn't they just shoot Tara? Why didn't that little girl just kill Tara on sight? You know, it's so contrived. It's like they killed. So you mean 2 days ago they killed whoever wandered upon their group on site, but this one, oh, we're gonna have a care about this one. We're not gonna kill this one.
I'm thinking that whoever they killed on the beach a couple of days ago had to have been like a senior citizen who couldn't really move, because all those people with all those guns, not one person, they didn't get one shot, they didn't get a graze, like they didn't hit Tara's body at all. It's not like she's a small woman. I'm just saying, like that didn't make any sense to me. They need to be hiding in the woods because they can't do shit.
Well, wait a minute. Jill is she's just surmising into the case of what is it, age discrimination, right? She's like, they look like they had real problems, some arthritis or something. It's like, no, they're not going to be helpful to us. But no, I get it. You can only have the survival of the fittest. This person, I mean, they're not going to save the life of a person that has that came out the ocean with a broken leg, the bone sticking out their knee socket or anything like that. But I'm kind of alive. We don't know if she's bad or not. It's like we have to let her live, and that is a question of the show, whether or not you decide to go ahead and let this person live. And
it wasn't for lack of trying. They just had all of them had very terrible aim. There wasn't one good person out there except for the girl who wouldn't shoot at all. She's the only one working down with a gun.
Which is the little car like type. Cindy said that she hadn't done it, so she was the one that could have done it, because she was in close range, but she hadn't had to actually kill anybody. They're all trained to do it, but being trained and actually doing it, of course, is two different things. So that's why Tara was in the perfect spot. She should have got caught. but she didn't, because the person who could have popped her had never done it. And then you had Cindy, I guess, trying to mentor her and tell her, to be careful with stuff like that, because this is the same little girl that was killing the zombie or the walkers on the in the beach setting. So she's familiar with doing it when it's a zombie or a walker, but of course it's a little different when it's a person standing in front of you.
Not with a human.
Yeah.
No, yeah. But if I'm part of that Oceanside community, I would be more along the lines of I've never seen your ass before. Pow. I was like, I would brush it off and be like, I'm sorry, that's the rule of the town. I can't have you in here. It's like that's the done deal. We're real quiet here. We don't have people don't even have to deal with walkers or bobbers or whatever on a regular basis. So that's how secure the situation is.
Do you think the leader instructed them to kill Tara, or was it the decision of the two ladies that were walking her out of the community? I wasn't too clear about that.
I think the leader was in on it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
The leader, I think.
You think the leader? Because she kept saying it was gonna, we would be able to make the decision later on, and make sure, if everybody come back, we can, assess it at that point. But then you turn around and try to kill her once you get her out. Of course, she could have been double talking, but to me, I wasn't sure if that was a decision by her or was it the decision of the two ladies that were escorting her out.
No, it was definitely that old woman. She just didn't want her granddaughter to know that she was going to kill Tara.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
And it was also a giveaway when they mentioned the whole satellite station too.
She shouldn't. I don't know why she got those kind of specifics. She could have kept that part, under her cap. Like she could just. She could have mentioned Terminus. Like, we came across cannibals before, and they kidnapped our people. Like she could have mentioned that story. Why mention the saviors? I would have kept that to myself.
Well, sure, that would be just easy common sense, but I figured that maybe Tara wanted to feel like some kind of connection with this group of people in some way.
Yeah. Well, they could bond over cannibals. Like, we had to pop some people too. They was trying to eat us. So I get one to be safe.
No.
I would tell the cannibal story out of all the stories I had.
You know what? Here's the lesson that if you are ever in a situation where you're being interrogated, which is something that I saw with Tara last night, it's like you don't give up any information that is not asked of you. She gave up a lot of information as far as with what she's had to do, what she has experienced. Answer whatever questions that they give you. You don't elaborate anymore. That would have been the first thing in my mind. It's like, I don't know these people. Whatever they asked me, the question that they asked me, I would never told them about Alexandria. I would never told them about that.
Yeah.
It would have been, and given the fact that they did try and kill her, what it's like, oh yeah, we're going to help you go to Alexandria. We're going to go ahead and check it out. And then she finds out that no, they're not. They're going to try and kill you. Even more of a reason. There's so many elements to that episode in which Tara should have been in the mind frame of, I got to get out of here. All right, I made this promise that I'm not going to say anything about this settlement. If I have to, I will. Now, I'm not saying that she should have said anything to Rosita about the settlement, but there's so many elements to it that willing to take the risk, and being where she come from, she fell off of a bridge. Yeah. She fell off of a fucking bridge, and then all of a sudden she finds a settlement, and she's gonna go ahead.
She couldn't even lie right.
I know. I was saying, like, who doesn't know what a larder is? Like, really?
Exactly. I mean, we all remembered her past, right? She was a rookie cop. I mean, she couldn't just say that.
Right. There's so many elements to that story with her that just seems so contrived and very silly. I guess you would say very silly.
It does seem
because there was so many ways that she could have gotten out of that, and even if she got out of that with the same bullshit that she came there with, and they were, busy trying to kill her. It's like you try and get that gun, and it's like, yo, whoever is coming after me, I'm shooting them. It just doesn't seem very realistic to me because you are on a survival mode. Now you take that girl Cindy. Okay, I saved your life. All right, I may not go ahead and shoot you the first time around, but if your ass is shooting me, you're getting done. You're done. It's no question. And it didn't seem realistic to me. It didn't seem realistic to me at all.
I agree. Because
somebody like
I thought it was contrived because being that Tara has some kind of experience in law enforcement, the way she responded in that setting, it seemed like they were trying to put her as like a babe in the woods sort of. And if you have any kind of experience, you wouldn't have done the things she did. So it was a little contrived. It was. I do agree with that. Sure.
Well, her first mistake is talking about the saviors. And her second mistake was she downplayed Heath's importance. If that was me, lesbian or not, I'd have been like, look, I appreciate your hospitality, but I just want to get back to my husband. I want to see if he's still there. I don't want to bother anybody. I just, I appreciate any supplies you give me, but I'll be on my way. And that'd be the end of it. Like, I don't want to do nothing to do with y'all. I want to get back to my husband.
Yeah.
Just let me go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pregnant. I gotta get back to him. I think he's still alive.
But how do you make that gel? How do you make that gel? And listen, I don't care nothing about your community. I don't need your help, your fish, or nothing. How do you make that gel with that community? I just want to get out of here.
You say you pregnant and and your husband's still on that bridge. And you just want to make sure your baby daddy's all right, and you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah.
Like there's no
okay. There's no limits. There's no limits. It's like, listen, I don't care. It's no limits. It's no limits.
Exactly.
No limits.
Since she has that,
just as long as you make up a really good lie, that's pretty.
Yeah. It's like, well, like read the woman. Like you have a granddaughter, you had kids, you understand. I want to get back to my husband.
Yeah.
Please, can you let me go now?
That's right. Mind your manners.
Well, she's not going anywhere. She has that key now. So now we have to figure out what the PPP stands for and who has who. So she won't be going anywhere.
Well, I heard it's a DDD.
I heard it was 3 P's. Whatever it is.
Or it could be a really badly written 666.
I thought that was 3 9s, but
I thought it was 9s as well.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I don't know.
The car that she found on the floor, at the burnouts where you saw the tire tracks.
Or could be.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was
it was dumb. So
it's probably a savior key card. He probably got taken by the saviors.
I was like, why do they have a hotel key? This is dumb.
Yeah.
Right? This is a security key card.
Yeah. So now that she has it, the point is that she has the key. So now it has to be a reason for it. In the story.
I didn't really think that far ahead.
I didn't either. I just thought it was like, I don't know. Just didn't get me this episode.
So yeah. Let's come back.
Ash is like you and I are like pretty much in the same boat.
I literally fast forwarded through the episode and I stopped when they were talking when Tara was handcuffed to that rail, and that's it. I think I got the gist of the episode.
And the girl got back to the bridge. I fast forward, like, oh yeah, I know she's gonna make it. So I fast forward through it. I was like, oh okay, oh my god, there's heat, and then no, it wasn't heat, and then and I start up again when she start walking and she's at Alexandria and yeah.
Oh yeah,
wait a minute. Did you guys even see the walker that was supposed to be perceived as
Yeah,
he?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I found.
Oh my God! I was like, "Are you kidding me?" That walker's hair looked awesome, and compared to Keith's braids. Are you serious? And there would have been. I tell you what. If it would have been me and I'm Tara and I'm fighting, I would have glanced at them braids like, no, that's not he. Let me go ahead and kill walkers and all that. There was no way. It was just such. It was poorly done.
Yeah.
It was poorly done.
Yeah, well,
and pointless. It was so pointless.
We've been through the whole hair maintenance in the apocalypse. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to wait until maybe the gathering for some good hair is seen on screen.
But that walker's hair was awesome. Her hair was nice. Her hair was.
You know,
nice.
the gathering. No one. I guess.
Got killed coming
I'm sorry. There is like a big gathering of the community, so where everyone is all relaxing and chilling. So.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna get that. I don't think that we're gonna get that in this season.
Definitely not. We might get that in season 9.
That's not gonna happen. That's not the way they're stretching it out, the stories and everything. We are not gonna get anything like that. And I am hopeless for this half of the season. I have not really been impressed about this half of the season so far, and I appreciate the season premiere and everything. But by the time the season premiere came about, I was like, you know what? I don't care who you kill, just kill somebody. You know, as I'm done with it. I'm done with it. So outside of that season premiere, all the episodes, and I know that what everybody said, oh, it progressed the plot and everything. I was not all that impressed by this first half. I really wasn't. No, not at all. Outside, of course, the Richonne interactions. Okay, I could watch those over and over again. But outside of that, there's nothing that has really drawn me into these episodes outside of Richonne interactions.
I've liked pretty much everything that's happened. I just don't like the way they pace it.
Well,
and I wish Cheryl
was
was
that the publication and the
What?
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Deanie. Can you say that again? I guess we lost her. But yeah, I mean, I think the elements are there for it to have been a really good season, but they just chalked it up too much. And
these are all self-inflicted ones, which is really frustrating.
The best episodes are the ones with Rick and Michonne where they are in them. They don't even have to be together physically in the same room with one another, but those episodes work. Those are the ones that work. And
I don't like how they marginalize their own main character. I think that's dumb. To have so many episodes, a string of episodes without Rick in it at all. That just doesn't make sense. It's only been in like what, 2 episodes this season?
I know.
I think
that's insane.
I don't know.
And they do it every year. Like, do they not know that people hate this? Because I don't understand. Or maybe Andy's only contractually obligated to be in 10 episodes a year or something. Otherwise, I don't get it.
I'm reading this year. They'll finally get it.
Glad that you brought that up.
Well, what do you guys think about the rumor about Carl leaving the show and going to college? And I'm not
think
for that.
I don't
Going
think
to college.
I don't think he's leaving. I mean, I know he's going to college, but it can work because they only film from.
you thought Carl was going to college?
Well, they film from
Chandler.
What? December?
Here's the thing.
But they film from May to December, and he has summer.
Well, here's the thing that I'm thinking about now after last night's episode is that they were quick to kill anybody, any boy, any male over the age of 10. And that could be the show just baiting me. But
no,
that has to play a significant role.
No, they're just baiting you. Carl's fine. Carl is fine.
If Negan didn't do anything to Carl when Carl fired that gun off in Alexandria, that's not going to happen. Carl might get killed from being retarded.
I don't think he's gonna get hurt, but they keep on dropping these hints that something could happen to him. So no, I don't think something will happen to him, but they have told us twice about him killing King. Carl is going on a suicide mission without any guns to kill a man. So I mean, they're doing it, I guess, to get our attention. Maybe I think it is.
And with Carl going to the sanctuary without any weapons to kill him, to kill Negan, that is, that does give a little bit of candor to his character, because him going there and he doesn't have any weapons, you have to go back. Well, I don't want to go back, but think about the conflict and consider the fact that Carl was one age when he did it. He's another age on the TV show. And I'm not saying that they would be bold enough to kill Carl, but they are giving that element, that environment that, oh shit, last episode, last night, they said, oh, any males that were over the age of 10.
No, I'm pretty sure the show is going to end with Carl, Judith, and whatever new kid comes along. I don't think that Carl might disappear for half a season or something, and they'll make something up, but they're not going to kill him.
I think in the next episode we'll probably find out how that's going to happen, because it's either he's going to end up with Negan, and because like Negan likes him, so to speak. So yeah, I don't think he will end up killing him, but we'll see. Probably next episode we'll find out where they'll go with that, if Chandler does decide to go to college.
And I'm also thinking that is also a part of the PR hype. They're trying to pump that shit up. Oh, Carl, Chandler is going to go to college. He may not want to do this. He may not want to go ahead and pursue this career in acting. He may want to do something else. So
he's within his right to make that decision, but I don't think they're going to kill him off.
Not for that reason.
Yeah,
he can go to college and still work on the show.
They're just gonna. He's probably gonna film certain segments of each episode that is required of him per script or whatever. Whatever scene that they need him, they're gonna do it, and then they're gonna include it.
And look right. He's not in that many scenes during the season anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. They don't focus on Carl at all, throughout any of the seasons.
Well, they finally are, but yeah.
Now that he is,
for the past couple of seasons, they've been like, Carl who?
I don't know. He needs to get his just due. Like I said prior to the conversation, I know you guys know that my little girl, she's not really little anymore. She's 8, but she has a thing for Carl. And she would ask me when can she watch a Carl episode. Like she was able to watch that portion where Carl and Edith went off, and she was really excited that they found those roller skates, and she wanted me to tell you guys that.
Your little girl shouldn't be watching any Carl episodes because Carl is the sickest out of all of everybody on the show. Carl,
what are you talking about? We watched an episode last week. There was nothing sickening about that episode between Carl and Enid.
No, okay. That particular segment.
They didn't even kill any walker. Okay, you know what? They did kill a walker, but it was within reason. They killed he killed a walker.
That driving was not within reason.
Carl is like, he is not somebody that you like, oh, Carl's going to be on tonight. It's like, no, you don't know what Carl's going to do according to the writers. You have no idea what Carl is going to go.
Sure, but that's why it's recorded. You know, look, she likes Carl. She just wants him alive, and I agree with her.
It's cute.
It's almost like, you know what? And it goes back to what was it? Season 4, when Rick is like, Rick is telling Carol, it's like, listen, I don't want you having any influence over my child, and you want to say, Rick, your child is already fucked up. He killed his mother, you know, after having childbirth. It's a done deal.
Who did you say that to? Influence? Who did he say? What?
Carol.
Oh, right. Oh,
I think it's a case of Rick trying to shield his child from so much, even though he is like coming around to the notion that, oh, I can't shield, you know, Carl from so much. And it's like, no, you can't shield Carl from shit. All right, you can't shield him from nothing. He had to actually put a bullet in his mother's brain after giving birth to his sister. You know what? Your job is done. It's a wrap on that one. It's a wrap. It's almost like we're gonna throw all 52 cards up in the air, and we're gonna see what happens when all the cards fall down. You have no control over that. He has none. None.
Yeah, I think he gave that up in 4B. He was like, he's Michonne's problem now. You can have him. Thanks.
You know what? That would be.
That's not. I mean, that's not.
That would be like
that's
a father. That would be like a father's like everybody.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All he does listen to Michonne for sure. Michonne definitely has a strong hand with him, but. We learned when I can't remember the name of the episode in season 4 when he thought he didn't need his father and he thought his father had died and turned.
Oh yeah.
He was gonna let him take him. Carl still needs Rick. He still loves his father. And he loves Michonne. Like, I mean,
but there was also when Rick realized he couldn't shield him from the world. That was like, I have to stop protecting like I was in 4A.
Rick is busy trying to shield him from shit that Carl already is permanently aware of. You're busy trying to do all this shit. I had to kill my mother. Let's take a moment to realize that fact alone. Not the fact that she was dying, not the fact that she was giving birth to a sibling. I had to kill my mother. That alone warrants some kind of, you know, tear for Carl's insanity as it is being sleeping in his soul, you know, that kind of thing. I had to kill my mother. Nobody that I have come across to date has had to kill their mother. They're getting a
little morbid for me.
Yeah.
It is morbid, but that is the whole character of Carl.
Well, we gotta understand that Rick did try. There was a moment where he became Farmer Rick, and he wanted Carl to be in that with him too.
He did, but I think it had something to do with Rick's naivete, I guess you would say, that Rick, you never had to shoot your mother in the head.
And we're
back to that. About him killing that kid at the end of season 3. He was like, he's too far gone, and he was. So I think Rick did right by trying to pull him back, but balance was needed, and I think that's what Rick learned after the prison went down, is he was going about it the complete wrong way.
And you know, because look at it like this, Ashley. You come across Negan and the Saviors, and you are a kid, and you had to shoot your mother in the head. Are you seriously going to bow down to somebody who says, "Oh, we're going to take half your shit, and you better bow down"? I killed my mother.
This is like
my mother.
two different. This is like two different scenarios.
You don't know me.
Well, if he's starting to bash people's heads in, he should probably calm down.
There is a clear indication that Carl did want to do something that night when they were kneeling down, and Negan noticed that, which is why he called him pretty much the psycho or whatever it was. But I mean,
Carl. Wait a minute. Carl killed his mother. People that hate their mother love their mother. He killed her. And Carl is probably
well, she was already dead.
Well, yeah, she was already
her from turning.
Yeah, he didn't kill her. He put her out of misery.
No, take out the technicality of it. Take the technicality out of it. You had to kill your mother. I don't care if she was a zombie or she was crackhead or whatever. You had to kill your mother. People that hate their mother love their mother. He had to kill his mother.
I think the technicality matters though, because he keeps saying he killed her mother, and I'm like, you didn't. She was dead. Judith killed her.
No.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Negan comes along and he is like, I'm gonna kill all your close friends, quote unquote. I'm gonna kill all your close friends. Like, nigga, please. I killed my mother. A bullet to the head, and you're gonna try and show me all the horrors of you bashing somebody. I killed my mother.
Well, no, are you trying to say that by killing his mother, like, has hardened him so that he can handle anything? Because I think even though it was something really difficult that he did, it didn't completely close him off from being from like feeling things and from having emotions and from being a kind person, because we've seen him still be that person to be.
He couldn't even kill his dad. He couldn't kill Rick.
Yeah,
he was gonna let Rick take him. So I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah.
And having someone being beat to death with a baseball bat is totally different than a bullet to the head to a person who's basically already gone. That's like
no. It's only different in the fact that, put it this way, you grew up with somebody always being in your life, as opposed to something apocalyptic happening and you grew to love this person. This other person that happened to die for whatever circumstances, you've known since birth. Carl only knew Glenn, and I'm not disputing it. Carl only knew Glenn from the time he was 9 or 10, but his mother that he had to kill is
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time understanding what you're trying to say as far as Carl killing his mom and becoming who he is. I feel like Carl became who he is and learning Team Family and Michonne and his father. It's pretty much a group effort that raised this boy to who he is today. And if go out and act like Negan, that's on him. That's what he wants to do.
No, what I'm saying is that as much as Negan goes around saying, I've seen the horrors and I don't care what I do, or how many deaths I, pull apart on anybody, Carl is like, you've never done anything as bad as putting your mother to death.
No, that's not. You the way you're phrasing it is just. I'm sorry, it's erroneous. That's not what he did. It was like a mercy killing. It wasn't like I just straight up cold killed her. That's a totally different scenario.
It totally
wasn't.
I mean, I think we can all agree that killing his mother was a really traumatic experience for him and has completely affected him. But it is nowhere the same as anything that Negan has done. I mean, and I mean, it's not. It doesn't make him badass. I mean,
yeah, that's not a badass moment.
Yeah,
that was
I'm not saying that his death, that Carl killing his mother wasn't significant. I'm saying that out of all the people that you kill, killing your mother, no matter what the reason, is significant and plays a part in your character and your role going forward for the rest of your life. That is significant. That is something that you don't necessarily get rid of. That is something that is almost solidified in this world of Walking Dead. You can go ahead, you can be Tara and go around killing people that saved your life and shit and all of that. But the fact in the back of your mind, no matter what the situation, you actually have to kill the person that birthed you, is going to play a part in your psyche. And and Carl having to sneak away, Carl's mentality is that, listen, you talking about you badass, you bash heads in, you ain't never had to kill your mother. So I know.
It'd be funny if you did that. What you're trying to say. I'm sorry if I'm being cut off, but I'm really.
Killing your mother is it takes more than, it's like Game of Thrones. Killing your father on the parcel. You know, it's like you have a deep hatred for this individual, and this is the individual that birthed you. The mother connection thing, I'm guessing, of course, as far as with Carl's character and the fact that he can bitch Negan. You don't know. You don't know what kind of badness goes out in the world. Yeah, you bashing motherfuckers in the head and everything. You have no idea how bad shit can get. I had to kill my mother. Were you going to be on that shit? That's the kind of that's the kind of story that I'm thinking about with Carl. Have you had to kill your mother?
That would be really interesting.
He had to kill his mother.
No, I said, what if he had to kill his mother?
But he didn't. You guys, he didn't really kill his mom.
I guess we'll get more.
No, you can. You know what? You could take that here or there. But remember, in season 1 with Morgan, he had a problem with killing his wife, looking at her as a walker, because all he saw was his wife. That's all he saw was his wife.
Then in season 3, that was a mistake.
He was over it by season 3.
That was a mistake because it got his son killed. So Carl did the right.
No. It definitely was a mistake, but no, it definitely was a mistake. But what I'm saying is that Morgan made the mistake that Carl did not.
Okay,
Carl was like, this is not my mother. I'm still going to shoot her in the head.
Lainey, about the whole mom thing, but she was already dead. Wanted to turn. What we really need to be talking about is the fact that when
well, we don't know what's going to happen because Daryl was at the compound, so all the stuff we think Carl could be doing, he may not get a chance to do it at all.
Don't say that.
Until Jesus popped in that truck, Carl's plan was shot to shit anyway because it was stupid.
Well, Jesus rolled out of the truck, so I don't think he has
They want to take guns and take the matches, and that was the main thing that was in the in the comic to allude to grand entrance, all that stuff is gone. So it may not be as elaborate as we're all thinking. I mean, we don't know because they did cut the premiere where all we saw was Jesus jumping out of the van. Carl is either going to be jumping right behind him, or he may get trapped in the van. But Daryl is still there, and he gets most of Carl's lines. So we're not going to know until we know. To be honest, it may not even be an issue that we think it's going to be.
Well, Carl's on Talking Dead, so I have faith that he will get his storyline.
Oh, he is.
I just hope that they don't give Daryl all of Carl's stuff that happened.
Yeah, I'll throw my TV if they do.
Yeah, I think I'll just be so mad. I will probably just turn it off.
God help me. Daryl's an actual child, is what they're saying if they do that.
You said Daryl is a what?
I said if they do that, they're saying that Daryl's an actual child.
Oh.
He could. I don't know.
Sorry, I kind of stepped away from the laptop, so anything about Daryl, I love him.
I didn't even want to hear it.
He's a child. Stealing from children.
Just that we have to, expect to happen. It's probably going to be split between those two.
I reckon it will be.
So next week's episode is about, what is it? What's it called? Sing a song, right? Who do you think is going to be singing?
Sing me a song.
Oh, hell no.
I hope it's Carl.
I think it's
whistling on it.
It better be Carl. That's all I know.
Dancing and singing. I think it's going to be.
What song was Richonne whistling?
Yeah, that was creepy. That was very serial killer-y.
She was whistling about Rick. Wasn't that the Farmer in the Dell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I was just thinking about, for a minute there, I thought they were going to go into show tunes or some shit like that.
No.
I love that part. It was like Omar from The Wire.
As long as she finds something, since I don't think she's going in the same direction as Rick. Hopefully she finds something, Rick finds something, and Rosita is on fire. She wants to do something so bad. Just, give her something to do. That'd be awesome.
So, what did I saw in the chat when you had posted a chat on your Tumblr, Kay, someone had mentioned that it looked like Rick may had like a dream or something when he woke up.
There is a question.
I saw that on Facebook.
I saw it on Facebook too, but I have no idea. I didn't even see these sneak peeks yet. I just saw it was posted online. I didn't watch it.
Jamaican Loving said, "Do you guys think Rick is having a dream about Michonne? Then he wakes up."
Oh, the sweetness.
I think they were confusing the juxtaposition of her walking down the road and Rick waking up next to Aaron. I don't think they're directly connected at all. But I guess from a shipper standpoint, he could be very well dreamed about Michonne at some point. Why not? She's his woman.
Shipper standpoint.
Well, he looked upset, so I hope not. That's how I look when I wake up. So, who knows?
They're in a van. That's hot. They're not able to have a good night's sleep in that location, from what I would imagine. So they need to go to work and figure something out. And then he has to make it back in time. I think. Doesn't he have to make it back in time before? Yeah, he has to make it back to Alexandria before that that season break, the whatever you call it, episode number 8.
Is he?
No, is he back in 7? I thought he had to make it.
I have no idea. I don't know. I didn't know if he was going to get back at all.
I think they were saying he was going to make it back. So. As long as he finds something, I'll be so happy. So happy. But I had mentioned it earlier. I'm just going to say it again. I don't know if Tara's going to break her promise But if she doesn't break, if she's still trying to not say anything about Oceanside, I wish they would still go back and get all those bullets that was in the sand, because that would help with Rosita's trying to get the bullets made. That was a lot of shells in the sand. I don't know if she's noticed it though. That may have been something only Keith noticed, but it would be helpful.
They still need to get their guns back.
I don't know how they're gonna work that out.
That's so dumb.
It is, because I don't know. I mean, if they kill everybody on sight, then even if we did try to approach them, in theory, whoever tried to approach them would get killed. And
Tara would have been killed. Tara would have been dead.
They all have shit aimed. So if they send like Jesus in there, he could dodge all those bullets, Matrix style, the way they would shoot. Shit.
a lot of, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She wasn't running fast enough.
Inside Jesus.
If Jesus could ninja his way in there, Sasha, they could send a couple of people and they wouldn't get shot at all. Tara didn't get shot, and she's not one of the fastest ones.
I had a problem with that choreography last weekend with the fight scene. So it looked kind of forced to me, guys. Watch it again.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm not watching that shit again.
It's the same thing with hitting people in the in episode 4. He hit the people like one time in the face and that kills them. And usually, you know, it's supposed to be some kind of, you know, breaking the skull brain and getting inside the brain to stop them reanimating. But he hit them in the face one time and they died. So if he can hit them with the bat one time and kill the 2 walkers, then Jesus can kick them in the face one time and they can die. It's just, you know, what they decided to use.
There's absolutely no consistency with them killing walkers. I've seen Carol kill walkers, put them down, and they are not even of a question, and she stabbed them in the neck. No, you're supposed to stab them in the head. She stabbed them in the neck. No, there's no consistency on this show.
Hold on, they didn't.
On the last episode, Tara stabbed one of them in the neck.
They thought Morgan was able to hit them with the stick one time and they died. So after that, now everybody can hit them one time and they die.
And they die. Come on.
They're kind of getting like soft now. They're really rotting out. I'm just gonna say because they really look dead and dead-ish is why they're getting away with the way that they're killing them. So
yeah, because it's supposed to be like 2 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably easy to like kick in the skull at this point. Like a well-placed kick could probably crack the skull enough that it jabs into the brain at this point, depending on how deceased the person is. So
y'all don't really care about this.
What about? Wait a minute. What about last night's episode? What about last night's episode and all the walkers that were on the bridge and they had the sand or cement or whatever? Now here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, all right. I'm thinking to myself, okay, when I go to the beach and I'm on a blanket and everything and sand creeps into, you know, into my skin or whatever, it's deteriorating quick. How long were those walkers on that bridge and you had all that sand on there? Because
the sand was from the trucks.
Deteriorates shit really quick. And Tara pulls the thing out.
Well, no, sand doesn't. I don't know about that. Sand is used as a preservative. It's got salt in it. Hello?
Well,
oh shit.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm listening. I didn't really think that far into the whole sand business, honestly. I just feel like it was a booby trap. Like it was a trap. Like she's gonna pull on something. And
yeah, it was just a really contrived, like horror movie, like type thing that would happen. Like you knew something would be in there.
I think the people who lived on the bridge before had set that trap up in case something came, and then they all ran away and because they couldn't overpower the walkers, so to speak. And that was just the remnants of what was left from what happened.
I think, do y'all think Team Family should just do like Oceanside and leave Alexandria? Why wouldn't they pick up and just leave?
No, they have something great in Alexandria.
And plus, Rick and Michonne are going to fight for what they have, so they probably won't be leaving.
Better to just leave. You already got 2 people or 3 people. Wouldn't that be better than trying to stay and fight? Stand your ground?
Well, right now the plan is not to fight. So
for now, the plan is not to fight.
If the plan is currently not fighting, wouldn't it be better just to leave and find a place?
It would not be better just to, because they're not cowards.
It would be better to have someone go on the scouting mission for a safer place further north, away from Savior territory, not to just pack up and go with no plan. It would be nice if they had a well thought out plan, like a plan that took more than a couple of days. Like maybe at least a couple of weeks to a month kind of plan, a long term plan, and then left.
To mull it over, to be like, situation right now, the saviors are, that's a problem. But why not eventually come to the conclusion we need to get out, like the Oceanside people? The Oceanside people, they killed all men. We need to get out.
But you see, that's where I guess Recon comes in. And I guess they're just have limited resources right now, but I mean, this is a lot of things that are going on right now for these people over in Alexandria. And I mean, they have a leader who's practically leaderless. The man just went out herself, so who's there right now?
And this is where the conundrum for the morality. The conundrum comes in because whereas Heath is somebody that is like, listen, we need to be it's every man for himself. Whereas Rick is like the community, and you really and I wish they would focus on that throughout the series, because it really does come down to that. It comes down to, damn, we following this cat here, and he said we got it all done, we gonna be good, and somebody else bigger come in. How do you know? One, two people get killed brutally. Do you still follow this cat? Hey, you said you had it all done.
Who else are they gonna follow? What else are they gonna do? Those people have no plan.
You know what? They do just like those. They do just like Oceanside and get the fuck up out of there. Oceanside left. All their men were killed and they left. They left that settlement and found another one. They left.
But it sounds like
who's actually to know if somebody is watching Oceanside too?
That's true. No,
I'm not saying like it is possible. I mean, maybe they are protected because they're by the sea or whatnot. But I mean, it just seemed too good to be true that these children are by the ocean and no one really haven't ventured out that far to see what's out there. I guess it really all comes down to what happens next, I guess.
I'm gonna tell you what I do know. The minute we got to that Oceanside community, I'd be like, there was a library about 10 miles away. I'm going to get some kind of shipbuilding book. Y'all know, I come to these chat, they say, why ain't nobody ever go to the goddamn library? It would be a case of, we need to learn how to build ships. Even if you don't leave the Oceanside, if you're able to build ships or get ships together and shit, you got some kind of vibe, you got a bargaining chip. There are so many things that they are missing out on just for history alone.
The story.
You know what else? You don't have a problem with the fact that they're only catching fish. I mean, come on. It's the ocean.
Yes.
You're really only catching fish.
Yes. You could be the what? You could be the Red Lobster or the ocean spray of that whole coast right there.
The thing is, everything in the ocean you can eat except for corals. Okay, you can eat the algae. You can eat the seaweed, which is pretty much algae. I mean, there is much in the ocean that you can get, but that's they're only able to get fish.
And Emmy, they know about the saviors. They know about the saviors. They know what they're coming for. They need to be able to come, hey, y'all need us. Y'all can't fish worth shit. Y'all need us. You ain't killing us. We got it.
I actually had a thought there. There was a moment where there was a moment where Tara was hiding and she was looking at the community, and one lady was skinning a piece of fish and another one was I don't know what the hell they were doing.
No, I didn't watch the episode that closely.
Okay, well, in that scene, I thought that they were poisoning their darts. I just thought that that's what they were doing.
Ooh,
maybe I have to watch it again.
That's
because the blowfish. Well, I thought of the blowfish, and I thought that's what one of the ladies was doing. But I have to watch it again and see if they were doing that.
That would be so awesome if they was doing shit like that. Would be awesome.
Yeah, that sounds too good to be true.
Very.
I know. That would be too good to be true.
That would make too much sense.
Somebody fan fiction that.
Not with Tara in it.
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, you find a way to put Rick and John in that episode, and we're good. In that storyline, and we're good.
It could all be so simple, writers.
Only reason why
why would they give that to Tara? Oh my God, I'm getting mad all over again.
The only reason I'm watching the show now, given what has transpired yesterday and the past couple seasons, I'm only watching for Rick and Michonne now because the storyline it's so jacked up, and everything that I'm thinking about with the other storylines, that there's so many gaps in it. It's like, you know what? I know what this show is capable of. All I'm really concerned about is Rick and Michonne. So I watched last night's episode. I probably will not watch it again. I'm only watching for Rick and Michonne. That is the only reason why I'm catching on with it. Only reason. If they are not, and I'll tell you, it goes even worse because I'm looking at Spoil the Dead fans, on Facebook, and I'm looking at the episodes that I know that they're going to be in. That is where I'm at as far as what the show is concerned. I'm only concerned about whether or not they're going to be in it.
Join the club. I think that's what we all do.
That's it. Not even so much if they're going to be in the same scene. If the episode does not comprise of Rick and Michonne somewhere in the episode, I ain't watching. That's saying something.
I've felt that way for a long time, but I feel like sometimes I'm tired of Rick. Like, just give me Richonne.
How can you get tired of Rick? They don't even show him.
Well, they don't show either of them as much, so it's kind of, it like balances out. But it's like,
but they show Michonne even less. So now it's almost coming to the point of with the season finale for season 6, which is what I was saying, back months ago. I said, if they don't come across the season premiere the way they hope it is not going to work. It ain't going to work. Y'all put all your eggs in one basket as opposed to spreading it out and giving people something. And I'm going to go on record as saying that it has nothing to do with Glenn specifically, has nothing to do with Abraham specifically, has nothing to do with any of that shit. And I'm sad about Glenn and Abe dying, but the bottom line is that premiere did not live up to that season finale. It didn't. It was what everybody anticipated.
It was good, but they could have did it different. That's all. It could have been.
I think the season premiere was absolutely fine. It was the after episodes that they didn't follow up. They did not follow through on the momentum they built up, and that's why they're losing their audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. It did not. It didn't pan out the way it was supposed to. We needed to see
terrible
all of it.
I don't know. It just seems like it's so simple to just not split up your main characters this way. I don't know why I don't know. Is it not that obvious? Like, seems obvious to all of the fans, but the writers don't seem to get it at all because they keep doing it over and over again. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, like last season in season 5, the ratings were okay. So they probably felt like, well, it might not be the best thing, but we can keep doing it. But maybe this year they'll figure it out and be like, hey, the ratings really suck. Maybe we should change now.
Maybe they should like watch like Monster or I don't know, Buffy or something, and they can find a better way of intermingling storylines in one episode and making it coherent and making it stronger. It's a more of an element of being able to cut fat and being succinct in the storytelling. It doesn't need to be. I felt like the Kingdom episode was too long. They could have split that up with another storyline. They could have split that episode with Tara's episode, maybe. Although Tara's episode didn't totally bother me. I'm just saying, like, I don't think you necessarily need an entire episode dedicated to one or two characters. Like, you can spread this shit out.
All of this, 2, 3, and 4 could have all been weaved together, and it would have been a great episode. Instead, they're spreading it out and dragging it out, and it sucks. That's why the audience is bleeding, because they can't sit through this shit.
I'll tell you what, though. You go back, you watch that last season of Game of Thrones, and they pieced it together perfectly. It is the same concept, just like The Walking Dead.
I kind of mentally check out the Game of Thrones quite often because I don't like the way they pace things either, to be perfectly honest. And they'll talk about a character I really don't give a shit about, and it's like, where's Tyrion?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh,
but at least if the whole episode is not like, if you have one character that you don't care about, at least you don't have to sit through an hour of them. It's only 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's not the whole thing of them. It's not the whole thing, because as the way I feel with the Walking Dead, it's like you're forcing us to have a care about a character that you have not put any emphasis on us caring about through a whole episode.
Or even if we are supposed to care about them, like Daryl, I don't want to sit through an hour of Daryl crying. That's ridiculous. That should have been
No.
I don't think that. No. I think after last one, this Tara's episode was the last one for the season, so we should be good from this point on.
I tell you what, bless you.
I think the writers should binge watch Lost. At least, well, not the series finale because that's some balls, but Lost had one of the largest ensemble casts, and they kept everybody together in the same space, more or less, and was able to successfully tell the varying storylines without having like a slew of bottle episodes. In fact, I think they only had like a couple of bottle episodes throughout the whole series. So I think that might be a model they might want to investigate.
Or
aren't they all in the same place though?
That's actually really funny because I had mentioned to Kate earlier about Westworld. It's a huge cast, and they managed to make all these characters in this amazing show work. And they kept the focus, which is Ford and Bernard, who's played by Anthony Hopkins.
Don't spoil it. I'm still catching up.
I'm not. No, I'm just saying the main.
Okay.
Look, the main focus. The main focus is Ford and Bernard, and they are always in every single episode. And then they switch between all these different characters, but you will always see them. They're there.
Oh, okay. I'm just about to catch that one.
It's a big cast, but they utilize all these characters. And I was telling Kay that it was amazing because I love Ford and I love Bernard, and I like the fact that they include them in all these episodes. Like so it's perfect. So I was just trying to I was trying to understand why does it work so well for them, and they're having such a hard time doing that on The Walking Dead. It's just as big, maybe even bigger. But
they're not as good.
I know it's they don't have money and whatnot, but I mean, they can do this. We don't need these bottle episodes, goddammit.
They just need better writing.
Yeah.
Better showrunner.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
You guys mentioned that it was about availability. It could be a combination of the writers and the act, like Rick's availability. Maybe that's why they have to do it the way they do it. We don't know.
But he's not doing anything else.
You know, it's a styling choice for sure. I don't think it's necessarily the writing. I think it comes down to editing. And if they have all the footage, you know, in the can, they could definitely edit it together however they want to edit it, and not necessarily leave it as one episode. They could treat it like a movie.
The episodes are
treat it like actually a movie. Well, yeah, but still, once everything's filmed, you can cut up how you want to.
I don't think.
But you can't cut up things that were directed by different people.
Yeah.
And put them all in one episode.
Well, yeah, sure, you could. It's not orthodox, sure. It's not the norm, but you could definitely do it if one has access to the footage. They can do it if they chose to.
I don't think TV works that way.
Yeah, I think they would have to completely change the way they like pay people and stuff, and it would get complicated.
It normally takes a week to shoot one episode for normal television. And
right, but the way that the people are billed and the way that they're paid, it's important that you keep the episodes the way you shot them.
They still edit
for
it for
award purposes.
That's why you have bloopers, and that's
well,
why you have.
I know they edit it, but it's edited based on the episode that was written.
Right,
yeah.
But
one director.
The thing is that
it's one episode.
You can tell that an episode has been spliced just by looking at the continuity.
Well, of course,
so they do things sometimes like a part 1 or a part 2. And the people can still be paid for the episode that they wrote, but doesn't necessarily have to play out that way.
I think when they compile scripts, they're assigned an episode, and then a director is assigned, and they keep it that way. And it's edited based on the episode, not based on. I mean, it is a writing problem because it's written that way. That's the point, and I don't think they can change that.
But I know.
They can't change randomly getting a director or changing the way he. But the showrunner needs to realize that he has a problem, and so far he hasn't had a reason to think that there is a problem. But maybe with the ratings, he will think there is a problem.
Hopefully, I'm hoping because
I'm just baffled how he doesn't know that already. But
last week, oh my god, that was a nightmare. I nearly, my heart like sank.
Last week.
What happened last week?
The Go Getters episode had a 11 million or 10.99 million watches, so that's a big drop. From
you mean the rating?
Okay,
yeah, the rating.
So what you guys have to understand now is that they're now utilizing DVR, and they're even doing live viewing to get a good readout of what a viewer is doing per moment. I guess they just want to know what it is that they can do to fix not normal television. And the problem is from last week is that they're watching the episode, they're engaged, but 22 to 23 minutes in, they lose interest because of the second set of commercials. And then they have to remind themselves.
That was after their show and kiss, right?
Yes, that's way after, because that happened like 10 minutes.
So people tuned in, they saw that Rick and Michonne weren't going to be on together, so they decided to stop watching. That's not bad.
Exactly.
Okay, so last week's episode's rating was 10.2 million viewers, and if you compare that to season 6, episode 5, it was 12.4 for now. To season 5.5, 13.5 for self-help. So it it has drastically gone down.
Wait, what was last season?
Last season now was 12.4.
Oh, gross. Not that episode. What was the other one?
Season 5 was self-help, and that was 13.5.
No, what was season 6, episode 6?
I don't have the numbers yet for that one. Okay. Yeah, that comes in about. Yeah, I try to give it a day, maybe 2, to get all the numbers. And like I said, you guys, Showbuzz is a great place to get all those.
I think she was asking about last season.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last season for Always Accountable was 12.8. Yeah. And then the year before that, for Consume, it was 14.
It's because they lost all their momentum after the premiere. People came, they tuned in to see who got killed, and they saw he was killed, and they lost interest, and there was nothing to keep them.
And
I mean, 2 bottle episodes was definitely a mistake. 2 in a row after the premiere was just ridiculous.
I keep telling you guys, they should have done it. They should have done it last season, so we can come back after our grieving to see what happens next. But so the season premiere pulled in a good amount, which was 17.2, as you all know. And then the sell and service, it just went low and low and even lower. So we went from 17 to 12 to 11.7, 11.4, and then 10.2. Yeah. So I mean, I have a graph and everything. It's so hurting.
I mean, they definitely padded their numbers for the premiere. If it was just a regular premiere, it probably would have been closer to last year's, and it wouldn't be such a drastic fall. But still, they're just not doing this right. It's so frustrating. Seems easily fixable.
They can definitely fix it. For sure. Like I said,
they need to hire us. We'll get them straightened out.
I mean, why haven't you guys
until next season though? Because they've already decided what they wanted to execute for this season. So, but we don't have. I don't think we have any more bottles. So it's sort of like eating your vegetables early, and now you get to the main course. I would hope, but then we only have 2 more.
Yeah, but they've lost people. How are they going to get people to come back?
Yeah, if I'm full, I'm not going to keep eating.
That's true. That's true.
So it's probably all downhill from here.
No, I mean, can you just imagine how many fans Glenn and Abe had, or maybe just Glenn alone? Because I really think it's the fandom for Glenn that just died.
I don't know that it's Glenn. I mean, like, definitely Glenn did it, has a lot of fans, and it has affected the reason why people want to watch. But it's just also the story is depressing, and I don't know, maybe it is kind of related to real life. Like, people feel like we have this, fascist demagogue as our incoming president, and then we've got to watch it on TV as well. It's like, it's too much.
But yeah.
A lot of people definitely said that after the premiere.
Because I love that. I'm going to start using that.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
So,
Too much Negan.
And I think we're gonna. I feel like we're gonna get some more Negan next week.
Oh
We
yeah.
definitely are.
I think they just overhyped him. I mean, I really like Jeffrey, but I didn't realize that all that talking would just get under my skin and bother me.
Well, I did because he talked a lot in the comics, and I'm like, I don't know how this is gonna work, and it's not.
Maybe he just like hearing himself talk. Maybe he just. Oh God. Oh my God. I can't.
You watch it with no sound. Watch it with no sound and see if that helps.
Even watching him bend over talking to everyone drives me crazy.
Honestly, when I
Like,
watch
stand up straight, dumbass.
it, help me. That helped me. I didn't stuff. So
Trying to keep everyone in the frame. Should just get some apple boxes.
Right. Oh, God.
I feel like Negan's character isn't developed as well either. He's just solely there to cause depression amongst the fans and people like who are in there.
That's the one bottle episode that we actually needed. If they did any bottle episodes at all, that should have been the only one that they did was Negan's backstory, and then left everything else to be like rotated evenly. But whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they gave the governor.
It was not.
They gave the governor 2 bottle episodes, and that gave like an insight into how he was doing and what was he up to and stuff. But I think they definitely need to do it for Negan as well.
Well, if they follow the same formula, yeah, Negan won't get his bottle episode until next season, right before they kill him or something.
Or before they not kill him.
There you go. But they not. But they had pictures as he cut his beard off. We have that to look forward to next season.
Oh, that's even worse. God damn it.
Wait, what happened?
I did not
what happened?
like Man Without There.
He cut his beard.
Who cut his beard?
Negan.
That's probably just because they're done filming. I don't think it has anything to do with the character.
It does.
He keeps saying he needs to save the shape the shit. So.
Did it, yeah.
Well.
I just had this idea of like Negan making Rick shave him.
Oh
no, God!
Wait, what?
I'm gonna throw up.
Why would you say that? That was terrible.
I don't know. My mind just vomits shit sometimes.
Oh no!
It's already weird, creepy sexual undertones. I don't want that image in my head.
Oh my God!
Take it back.
No.
Sorry.
I doesn't need Rick. Doesn't need Rick for that. He has wives that can do all that, or someone else.
Yeah, that would be the point. Anyway, I need to get going. So it was good talking to you guys, and I'm surprised that we had so much to talk about this episode. So
you think so?
Talk about Carl a little bit. Spread it out a little bit, or stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, they just need pacing. They need to work on their pacing, and they'll be all right, maybe.
Yeah.
But so yeah, hopefully we'll have more Carl next episode, and we know we'll definitely have Rick and Michonne, which will be good. So
yay!
Said they're free. Yay! Okay, okay, don't worry about it.
All right, you guys have a good evening.
Have a good evening.
You guys have a good week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Get out of here.